shaped by events. The video to follow will be on how the events in our lives shape who we are and who we are going to become. To develop these ideas, I will go through the events that have affected me in my life and how I believe they will affect who I will become. To further develop these ideas, I will interview my best friend of 18 years to see how he believes that these events have changed my life. I believe I had a relatively mundane school life, family life, and childhood in general without any main events that shaped me in any predominant way, and this led me to have uncertainty about my own opinions and what I thought, other than that my grandma's friends thought I looked like a girl. But within these, all I really knew was what I liked. I liked basketball, I liked playing the drums, I liked to skateboard and snowboard, but I had no real sense of who I was because everything was so mundane that I didn't have any events to drive me to become something different. By the time I hit middle school, I had slowly began to develop my sense of self through small little events like family members passing away, which led to me developing my morals on death and how to deal with it and getting past difficult times and how people received my way of dealing with it. But aside from that, I had no main events that predominantly affected me in the way that the events to follow would. My first year of attending Archbishop Jordan Catholic High School, I would say, is the year where the most things happened to me that changed who I was. Starting high school at ABJ led to me learning how to develop relationships, whether it be with friends or on the more romantic side of things, or even between myself and authority figures like teachers or other admins at school. In grade 9, I joined the ABJ Junior Band after some indecisive thinking and an impulsive decision. This decision led to many events in my life, which I use to define who I am and how I want to live my life. These events have affected me heavily because I have made friends through band and through these relationships with these people, and through their relationships, I have learned what I like and what I don't like and who I want to be as a person and how I want to live my life. Whether I learned that because of things that I've learned to like or love, or because of things that I've seen other people do that I know I don't want to do. An example of this would be my best friend that I met through band, James, getting into a relationship that was less than ideal and staying in it for way too long. And that taught me what I should strive for in a relationship and how I should act with a partner and the way that a partner should act with me. I, however, thought that I had it figured out and got into my first relationship, which was no better than his was. And I learned that not everyone is the same and not every relationship is going to be the same way, and that everyone acts differently and every situation is different. And also that because every relationship is different, you can't specifically look at someone else's actions and use them to gauge how you should act directly and be successful in doing so. It taught me that instead, I have to, through my own actions, learn how I want to be perceived, how I want to perceive other people, how I want to act, and how I want other people to act around myself. Joining band and making friends and learning from their relationships and learning from my own have defined me heavily and have taught me who I want to be as a person. And I do also understand from those events as well that my current understanding of who I want to become is not yet complete because I haven't experienced everything yet. And those past relationships and friendships and the ones that still stand have taught me that you don't know what you're going to want in a year or 10 years or 30 years. But what matters is that you understand what you want and what you like, And then from that, you can be with people who will help you develop yourself to become the best version and become the most fulfilled version of yourself. I will now interview my best friend of 18 years, Ian, on how he thinks these events have shaped my life and the events that he believes has shaped my life. So, Ian, what events come to mind when you think about events that shaped my life?
Well, on a smaller scale, I'd say listening to Run to the Hills in your basement, because it shaped your perspective on music nowadays and created a great memory, you know. And then on a larger scale, I'd say when your grandma died, because from my perspective, you seemed changed by it.
Yeah, that's true. I would definitely say that it did change me and my perspective on life in general. So, thanks for the interview.
No problem.
Oh.
Well, the car's not on, so your phone is gonna die.
So what you're saying is we should walk across the street to my truck.
Yeah, we do that.